Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. We are rushing right now because we just got back from another vlog and then we're jumping back into the 675 LT so we can drive up to El Monte and pick up one of the RWBs that's for sale. So I'm not going to tell you which one until we get there. It's been such a long, crazy day, but we've had such a fruitful day. I'm so thankful for Mark for coming with me today and showing me his side of the world. And right now it's gonna be super traffic to get to El Monte, but we're gonna make this journey, and after that we are gonna be visiting I guess the best Rotary expert here in California. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a crazy road trip. Let's go. Huge bummer, I just scraped my wheel in the parking lot leaving because I was such in a rush, and then there was someone crossing. I had to cut left and basically smash the left rear wheel, and I'm so gutted because I just finished powder coating these wheels and now I gotta send it back for powder coating again. But hopefully DTM can do the powder coating for us because the car will be there to get the front done. And it says it's super traffic. It's gonna be an hour and a half before we even get there. It's gonna be somewhere near the 7 p.m. mark. This is the worst time to travel, believe it or not. And we're doing this journey because we planned it already. The things that happened with Mark were all unexpected, but well appreciated. So if you guys haven't seen that vlog, you should definitely check it out. Finally in the area. Is the last 1 minute, and wow, the traffic was horrendous, and we're finally here. I was rushing out to parking and wham. Okay, that's fine. So we're back with Patrick, guys. And here's the RWB. He's so gracious enough to lend us.
Of course.
We're gonna put some mileage on it.
Please do. I haven't put enough on it.
We're gonna advertise and tag DTM Auto Body. If you guys give him a follow.
Awesome, please. Yeah.
Leaving my baby to get repaired. Front bumper, front hood, now the rear wheel and the rear bumper, and he's gonna go over it and see what else needs to be done. I'm gonna drive the car in. Patrick's so nice enough to wait for us and lend us a car and basically put mileage on the car. He was even saying if we don't want the car, we can give it back. Here it is, guys. What do you guys think? So apparently Patrick was saying this was not for sale, but because I wanted a manual, I actually love the Cabriolet so much, but I couldn't deal with owning a PDK, and I love manual cars. And Patrick's like, you know what, just take the car, drop your car off for repair, and it's just right that we curb the wheel because it's now being able to repair here at DTM. And look at this thing, it's just so beautiful. Obviously I would change the wheels because it's running on 18s, I'll do 19s, and we're gonna see what else needs to be done. This is a C4 9971 2007. It's got the GT3 front bumper and the GT3 looking rear bumper, but it's actually a C4. But Patrick was saying they've done up the engine to a 4-liter already. It's got steel brakes and upgraded seats. So we're gonna get to do a road trip and visit the House of Rotary here in California. Manual goodness. Not like the GT3 in Manila. This actually has a soft clutch and should be easy to drive. And fixing the steering wheel so my knees don't hit. Sound system needs to be updated, but we do have a rear camera here, and we have 49,000 miles on this, but the engine was rebuilt, so it's now a 4-liter and the engine only has like 2,000 miles on it. The cup holders need to be sorted, they're broken. Signature of Nakai and 6-speed goodness here. But awesome, so awesome. Hope we don't curb wheels again. Oh yeah. So pretty. Do you have a name for your car?
Wala pa. I
No
messaged
name?
Nakai. Sabi niya, let me sing with a exclamation. You know how he responds.
Yes. Okay guys, this is we're 7 minutes out, 2.4 miles. It's so late already. It's like 9:30 already, and I hope I'm not too late for Rob. but this is the area already, and wow, driving an RWB here is fun. Again, I want to thank Patrick for lending us the RWB, and it's been awesome. Everyone drives so fast at night, it's actually quite scary. I don't drive a lot anymore in the evening because of, just don't, because I normally sleep early. So tonight we're staying out late. We're gonna see what we can help Rob with. If you guys don't know who Rob Dahm is, he is the god of the rotary engines here in California. He builds all the rotaries. He has 3-rotor, 4-rotor, and he also has the all-wheel drive 4-rotor, which is the insane version of a rotary unicorn. And he's building the legendary 12-rotor as we speak. And I think we're gonna be able to see that project. Welcome to the shop of Rob, guys, and you are the secret surprise. We drove all the way from the bay all the way here.
Oh wow,
well,
okay.
Marina Del Rey, that bay.
Yeah, still a bay.
But thank you for having me, and wow, we only see this on the videos, and I see you started a new crazy project.
Totally not me. In fact, this is actually my girlfriend Erica's dream car.
Okay.
She owns a Hellcat,
okay.
And so I'm gonna make her something that's a little bit faster than Hellcat.
Oh, way faster.
Yeah.
You're building rails into the car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just to stiffen it, because that's a lot
Yeah, that's...
Is that the 800 horsepower?
That's the 800
oh
horsepower
my
one.
God.
And then ethanol, pulleys, we're hoping for maybe 1,000 to the wheels.
This is the dream, guys.
Yeah. Now, I used to think that this was heavy, and in the video that we just released, you know, this is still 950 pounds.
Yes.
Short block, but that's apparently...
And you don't even have all the dress-up parts.
Nothing. We've actually, one of my guys, Ethan, has been designing, we're going to 3D print out of aluminum a custom intake manifold that's all equal length, but, so for example, this engine's got, you know, 2 air ports for every rotor.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have it where it closes one off so it can idle really, really low because there's just too much engine.
So you're going to have a variable flap in the intake so that on idle one's closed and on wide open both are open.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
my God. Okay.
Yeah. And so you're the first person to hear this as well, but you know, this is just like yours. This is a 4-rotor.
Yes.
That's a 4-rotor.
Yes.
And so on. And so what we're going to do is take all 4 of these together, turbo. All 4 of these straight up the front, turbo. And then all 4 of these, turbo. So we're going to go tri-turbo. I mean, it's already obnoxious, right? It's already like, it weighs so much, it would be a shame not to get more power out of this than my 4-rotor. Yeah, so I think like a funny car, Pro Mod chassis, where we can drop the 17-layer clutch and use all the power that this thing has.
Oh my God.
So put it to use.
Insane.
Yeah, shown the public yet. But the engine is out of the 4-rotor, the all-wheel drive 4-rotor. I blew it finally at about 1,800 horsepower, and literally no tuning, it was rich. What happened was it got so hot with the amount of power it was making, and that you know, we saw the for example, the exhaust was 2,000 degrees. Actually, 2,000. The exhaust temperature's maxed out. Like they couldn't read it.
Yeah, your EGT was like
maxed out.
Okay.
And so we were melting things, and so the engine between shifts, the engine's off, just fuel going through it, cooling it. Well, it stayed running like a diesel, and so the engine blew a hole through one of the rotors. It kept running. The engine ran.
What's your take on the 5-rotor? Because
you know, I think this is my honest opinion. So I have the 4-rotor.
Yeah.
I have another 4-rotor, and then I just got a 3rd one as a backup. I think that the 3-rotor is actually the most proper rotary engine ever. Size, power, density, heat, horsepower. I think that a 3-rotor is the ultimate engine. I think a 4-rotor is over the top in all the right ways. I think a 5-rotor, and then I have under here the only 6-rotor that can be turbocharged. It's heat treated, so this is stupid. Like in again all the right ways is that a 6-rotor is like the same length as like a V12, the V12s that we have.
Yes.
Same length, but I just don't see the purpose. And I own it. I commissioned this to be built with the heat treating and everything, but
This is coming from a guy who builds crazy projects,
Yeah, I'm being brutally honest with you.
and you keep pushing the boundaries, and for you, this is absurd.
Yes. I mean, so the other side to it is emotions.
Yeah.
Like, to me, when that car goes, I thought 1,800 horsepower was what I was building it for. It's the sound. It's the sound. Every time you get back in there, you'll have an even better sound than me. I'm a little jealous of that.
NA.
Yes. So when you just, it screams and like you're looking at attack, it looks like it's lying to you because the engine just sounds like it's already at peak RPM, but still just keeps going.
I can give some more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that emotion is like you're like that's why I did it. That's why because these engines are notoriously high maintenance. Just is.
Yeah.
I'm like jealous doing all this Dodge stuff.
Easy drop in.
Yeah, like there's a kit for that. There's a plug and play. Oh yeah, you know, Holly sells this. QA1 sells that. Done.
Yeah, everything is basically ready to assemble, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna do proper headers on it,
Mhm.
make it sound good.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, this is crazy power for a crate motor.
right. Yeah.
And then if you do the flex fuel and stuff, you can get to 1,000, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's
So-
the demon pack.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's we'll see if we can take some of the rotary stuff we've learned and make something special, but time frames will be interesting.
When a rotary breaks inside, does it damage like the valves or?
Yeah. So look at this.
Oh, it dent.
It blew a hole. That is not. Normally it's like metal on metal contact.
Yeah.
That's just the engine's so
It
powerful.
just cupped in.
Yeah, blew straight through the steel. So it started spraying oil from inside the rotor into the engine. So it was just puking oil.
And was it like white smoking?
Oh yeah, yeah. When you see the video, I haven't released the video yet.
I know. I haven't seen
yeah,
that one.
Yeah, I purposely held off because I don't want the audience to think that it was a bad thing. So racing the Unicorn again, I'm going to
Yeah.
be doing that again. Like I need to know the limit of this car,
But
not my limit.
I think, as a viewer, everyone knows that you're pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
Like you're always tuning, testing, tuning, and I don't think people will flag you down for like, ooh, you blew it up. It's not reliable.
Right.
Like,
That's what
you're
I'm hoping.
beyond the number that everyone expected. Do you have a name? Like, is there an official name?
Yes. So the car's name is Ahura.
Ahura.
Yes. And
Like
so
Lieutenant Ahura. in-
close. The Zoroastrian religion, the name Mazda actually comes from that. And so Mazda's like a deity. And so Ahura Mazda is the ultimate deity. And so I thought, like, this is my attempt at the ultimate Mazda, rotary. And so,
Your gearbox is off center
yes,
because of the all-wheel drive.
because of the all-wheel drive. Yep.
That
Good
is
eye.
nuts.
Yeah, so it centers the turbo and the all-wheel drive with the engine and the transmission balances in the center of the car because those two are like off. Man, you're the first person to pick that out because nobody ever notices that.
And how many inches did you lengthen the front tube frame?
About, I think it's 7.5.
Wow.
Yeah. it actually, what's crazy is that I'm so used to seeing this car now that I look at a normal car, I think it's stub nose. The dimensions-
It should be like this.
Yeah.
I mean, even the width, like in person, like it's much wider.
Yeah.
Because it's smooth fenders on video, you think like, yeah, it looks like a regular RX-7, but no.
No.
It's like a monster RX-7.
I mean, this has been 6-7 years of learning, and so borrowing from like the IndyCar that I've bought to learn, I can shed so much weight out of this thing, make it safer, stronger, faster, lighter, more controllable. Well, it's just I'm gonna build a final chassis for it.
When I first met you, you were showing me the render, and you were saying, I think I've bitten off more than I can chew.
Yes.
I didn't know if this is gonna happen, the four-wheel drive system, because you were sharing with me how the previous designers of the Unicorn didn't want to help you anymore.
Yeah.
Knowing
they
that
got
you were
busy.
doing this, and I'm just so happy that,
Yeah, it performs. And
it rips.
Oh man, the straight line performance is just incredible, absolutely incredible. But it takes a lot more skill as a builder to turn, and that's my goal. So
Okay, sorry.
yeah, so
Interrupted
that's
you.
yep. So
We're
that's
going to the magic. This is new. Rob hasn't shown this to anyone, but we're late, so It'll probably be out by the time.
This is a plate that goes. The housing looks like this, but it sits between the housing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So all the small things I've wanted to improve on, I'm making this, and it's built off of an existing model, but like with all these details that are very particular.
Improve cooling, obviously, like
strength,
flow.
Yep.
Where the heat happens.
Yeah.
This is the dream, right? Everyone wants a CNC machine. Haas. If you guys don't know what Haas does, this is how Haas makes their money.
Yeah, I've been helping them afford their F1 team.
Yeah, but this is expensive. I'm sure this is.
Yeah.
Do you also do the CAD work?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I had zero clue on CAD.
That was purely out of desperation for the four rotor. All the control arms. Even though they're the dimensions of the unicorn, the guys couldn't get it done in time, and so I had to learn CAD, and so it was like a last second thing.
Oh, you have a cute Fila.
Yeah, and that's funny. That's her as well.
Oh, same name.
Yeah.
What is the daily here? I mean, obviously could be the Corvette.
Yeah. So the daily, not trying to brag, is a 2001 Honda Insight. It's the little thing up front. Bought it for $900 in Hawthorne, probably stolen, 60 miles to the gallon, beat the shit out of its manual. Love that thing to death. Now, that's what I love driving. But I have the C8.
Yeah, I saw the red C8.
Yeah. So, but the Insight, genuinely, I mean, when I first got out to LA, like the whole point was to try and save money and keep costs low, and that car
blows everything out of the water.
Yeah. You can't put it.
You make up for the gas guzzler right here.
Yeah. This thing's gallons per mile.
I love all the fabric that happened to this car, and it's still a continuous development, but Rob said he's gonna make the final version. But so crazy how much work he's done. The cantilever front lever suspension, steering rack, the oiling system, the fluids, the gearbox, the all-wheel drive system. It's 7 inches longer in front, and then look how wide the fenders are. And Rob's favorite car, Indy car. That's so insane. And then he has the Rotary car. So if you guys do any Formula racing, Formula Rotary cars were super famous in Sonoma, and you can rent this car and just pound it on track. Super lightweight, high revving, and it must be fun to drive. But that for me is one of my favorite builds of Rob. And the nice thing with Rob is he shares all his technical info. Unlike the other vloggers and YouTubers where Rob spends the time to explain to people what he's doing and explains to people exactly how to do it and shares the info, sharing it with me also. I haven't seen Rob since right before the pandemic, and it's just nice to catch up and see all the craziness that you watch online but in actual. So they're planning for the car that has to be done soon, and the engine's right here. It's a 800 horsepower engine. Along with the methanol and all that, you'll get 1,000 something. How nuts. Crazy. So Rob hasn't released this video. Also, hopefully the video will be up by the time this video is up, but yeah, that blew. Okay guys, it's so late already. I'm gonna go. Rob's gotta do some more work, and he has 2.5 weeks to finish that.
Yeah, we could definitely spend all night talking, so.
I know, I love catching up. Thank you so much for sharing everything, all the craziness, and I got offered to drive the FD when it's running.
That's right.
And he said I'm gonna hate my car after.
Yep. Straight line, acceleration. Other than that,
no doubt.
You're good.
I think definitely has to be like autocross track or like Willow maybe.
Yeah, Willow.
Just to get it to open out. Oh my God, that'll be a dream.
Yeah.
But thank you again, and good luck with this. And yeah,
thank you so much.
Love it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you guys again soon. Watch Rob and learn all the technical stuff on his channel, because that's what I do. Thank you.